with breaking news.
And you're looking live right now on the streets of Los Angeles, where it is 8 o'clock. And before the sun came up today, a reporter was under arrest. And tonight, there is no rest on the streets of America after a white former police officer is charged with murdering a black man, George Floyd. And again, these are the streets of downtown Los Angeles. I'm Jamie Costello with the 11 o'clock news. We are watching protests all across the country tonight. D.C., where the White House was on lockdown. Minneapolis, where the curfew went into effect 2 hours ago, completely ignored. We're in Brooklyn, New York, and down here in Atlanta, where the CNN Center was also hit and a police car set on fire. And then we have Baltimore. 5 years ago, we went through the same thing when Freddie Gray was found dead. WMAR 2 News' Ray Strickland now in Baltimore tonight with what's happening. Ray.
Jamie, this has been a protest that has gone on for about 3 hours. I want to give you a live look of what's happening right now. Protesters, about 40 to 50 protesters are blocking the intersection of East Fayette and North President Street. This is downtown Baltimore, right in front of the Baltimore City Police Department. I kind of want to recap exactly what's been happening for the past 3 hours. Protesters started, marching in the streets around 7:30, and they closed down several streets, blocked several intersections throughout downtown. Some of these protesters even blocked 395 and has been on the move for the past 3 hours, and finally have stopped here here in front of the Baltimore City Police Department. Now, I want to say that this protest has been mostly peaceful. There hasn't really been any cause for concern, if you will, no acts of violence, but I will say there has been some tense moments between protesters and police as police carefully monitors this situation. Now, you may be hearing a chopper above. That helicopter is a Baltimore City Police helicopter, and through a megaphone of some sort, they've been saying that people need to disperse, and so far none of the protesters have done that. But I do want to mention now there's been no confirmed arrest of any protesters, but I do want to say that a woman was arrested about an hour ago, but right now it's unclear if she was a protester, and it's unclear what she did. But again, this protest has been mostly peaceful, and of course the protesters are here tonight protesting over the death of George Floyd, a black man from Minnesota who was seen in a viral video with an officer on his neck, and that ultimately led to his death. So they've been chanting all day, stop killing black people, no justice, no peace, I can't breathe. George Floyd saying his name, but again, this has been a mostly peaceful protest. And hear what protesters had to say earlier when we spoke to one.
We are out here peacefully demonstrating as our rights. We want to speak to the commissioner. We want to make sure that the commissioner speak to us and our community, understand our concerns, our issues. We're out here peacefully protesting, but I want to get the message across tonight, and we want to know that we're not going to stop protesting until we speak to the commissioner.
So again, behind me is a live look of downtown Baltimore here on East Fayette Street and North President. Protesters right in front of the Baltimore City Police Department blocking the intersection here. But again, this has been mostly a peaceful protest. Some tense moments with police as the protesters were at City Hall. But they've been chanting, no justice, no peace, I can't breathe, George Floyd, saying his name. Police have been monitoring the situation. They have been blocking several streets for the protesters to protest peacefully. Police Commissioner Michael Harrison said earlier today that he would allow people to express their First Amendment right, and that has played out here today. But I do want to mention that the National Guard, I believe, is here. There's been officers seen in riot gear as well, so police are continuing to monitor this situation that's happening right here live right now. But again, mostly peaceful, no acts of violence, no confirmed arrest of any protesters, but we're here live at East Fayette Street and North President Street, right in front of the Baltimore City Police Department. We will continue to follow this situation, but for now, reporting live in downtown Baltimore, Ray Strickland, WMAR 2 News.
All right.